Part 2. The Journey Begins. The sun rose over the silent village, but there was no life left, only smoke and ashes. Bane stood alone, holding his father's sword. His hands were trembling, but his heart had turned strong. He was only 10 years old, but he had lost everything. For hours, he walked through the ruins, hoping to find someone alive. But there was no one. The people he had known, the home he had loved, it was all gone. He had no food, no shelter, and no family. But he had one thing, a purpose. A new world. Bane wandered into the forests, not knowing where to go. His stomach growled, but he kept moving. The world outside his village was harsh, and he soon learned that only the strong survived. One evening, he saw a group of men sitting near a fire. They were laughing, eating, and talking loudly. Bane was hungry, but he knew these were rough people. He stayed hidden and listened. They were mercenaries, fighters who worked for gold. They talked about Kartoos, calling him the most powerful warlord. Bane clenched his fists. If he wanted to challenge Kartoos one day, he had to become strong. The next morning, he reached a small town. People stared at him, a skinny boy in torn clothes, holding a sword too big for him. He went to the marketplace and saw a man selling bread. His stomach ached with hunger. "Do you have money?" the man asked. Bane shook his head. The man smiled sadly and turned away. At that moment, Bane realized something. Nobody helps the weak. He had to find a way to survive. The first challenge. That night, Bane slept in an empty alley. He was cold and hungry. Suddenly, he heard footsteps. 3 older boys stood over him. "This is our place," one of them said. "Leave your sword and go." Bane gripped his father's sword tightly. "No," the boys smirked. "You think you can stop us?" They rushed toward him. Bane had never fought a real battle before, but his father had trained him well. He dodged the first attack, swung his sword, and lightly struck one of the boys on the leg. The boy stumbled and fell. The other 2 hesitated. Bane didn't stop. He moved fast, blocking their moves and using his small size to his advantage. Within moments, all 3 were on the ground, groaning in surprise. Bane stood over them, breathing hard. For the first time, he felt powerful. From the shadows, an old man watched. He had seen the whole fight. "You have skill, boy," the man said, stepping forward. "But skill alone won't keep you safe." Bane turned. "Who are you?" The man smiled. "Someone who can teach you how to survive." Bane didn't know it yet, but this man would change his life forever. To be continued.